I was listening to Emma Chamberlain on Colin and Samir. She spends 40% of her time on Chamberlain Coffee, her business.
I'm fully in it. This is not like my name is slapped on it at all.
It's the source of all of her stress. It's the hardest thing she's ever done.
It's expensive. It's exhausting.
And she's made $0 from it. Graham Stephan, his coffee company, terrible business. Graham's thing was like, it takes constant promotion
to continue growing. And honestly, that's where I kind of fell off.
It's your mom, Ashley, who's launching a matcha brand.
I'm working on actually starting a matcha company.
Oh, really?
Yes.
She made this video, like all this behind the scenes of going to Japan and sourcing the matcha and how it's made. However, it's like, if it's hard for Emma Chamberlain, your mom, Ashley, with the matcha, like that can't, it's so hard. Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart nonsense. I got a bone to pick with you, Pop. I got a bone.
Got it again!
There he is. That's amazing.
How to summon it, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck.
5 minutes ago, I get a text from Dylan saying, I don't know, dude. I don't know today. I don't know if I've got anything of value to add on the podcast. And I'm like, no, dude, your whole life is valuable. What kind of limiting belief.
Thanks, dude.
Self-doubt survivor is this?
How's this for value? This morning, I wake up about 10 in the morning. Go to bed at 3. 7 hours, it's all right. I go and I sleep naked. So I get up naked. I walk to the bathroom naked. I sit down. You got to start the day. And then I weigh myself. I didn't realize I had an unexpected guest.
Oh.
My roommate, who I didn't know was there, because he's sick, he stayed at home. So I was just on the toilet, butt ass naked, doors wide open, thinking it's my own place, and he walks out and
strutting your stuff.
It's like, this is what you do when I'm gone, huh? So that's how I started my day, dude. How's that for value?
I understand now. I actually understand now why you thought there might not be any value. That's a curious jumping off point, huh? Strutting his stuff.
Well, I could talk about how hard it is to monetize, but it's boring as fuck all get out. But no, I liked it actually.
Monetizing?
Talking business stuff. Monetizing is one of them. It's the biggest one. I was talking about it last night.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, the only problem is every time we do it, things get really existential. 2 days later, things are still existential. So,
yeah.
I got something. Crazy. I got something we should talk about. Have we talked about our storytelling framework on here? This is valuable.
Fucking problem solution.
I lost him.
Problem solution.
No, not that. Yes. But so. Our storytelling framework. Oh, wait, before I get to that, did you see Kurt Vonnegut giving his
the thing with
how
the
to tell a story
or
lesson?
whatever?
Yeah.
I watched it a while ago. I didn't watch it again, but yeah, I know it's good.
It's really good. It was Sean's.
What's the TLDR?
Oh, he's just like, it's simple. He's just drawing. He tried to make, he basically positioned his storytelling class like a physics class or something. And so he's got a chart with an x-axis and a y-axis. The x-axis is just time, beginning and end. The y-axis is like, I don't know, intensity of something or feelings or something.
Of emotion.
And he's just drawing these curves that are like the simplest stories ever. He's like, here's an average person. They get really happy.
Well,
everything goes wrong. And then they're kind of happy at the end. And it's like not much more simple than that.
Yeah, I think it was a positive and negative emotion.
Or he's like, you get this person who's super down on their luck.
Oh, yeah.
They stay down on their luck. Then something happens. They meet someone. They get, and then they kind of back. And his Cinderella one's really funny too.
I think he just overlaid like 5 different types of stories and how they all follow the same pattern of emotional roller coaster. Yeah, that was nice, dude.
Yeah. That wasn't even my point. My point is the framework we use comes from the creators of South Park, who are basically like,
you might have to use past tense with me.
What do you mean? Past tense? Because you don't write anymore?
Used.
Oh, used. So the framework I still use. They're basically like the most boring story you could possibly ever tell is a story that goes, this happened, and this happened, and then this happened.
Are you talking
and
about
then
my
this
story? My story from like when I was like 6.
happened? So what the South Park guys say is the easiest way to make a story like that actually interesting, where you build tension and you release tension, is to just change the words and then every line with but so or but therefore. This happened, so then this happened, but this happened, so this happened. And by the end of it, well, that's how you have a South Park episode. It's just
Right. It's like everything's related. It's like cause and effect versus like just smashing together.
yes. And the thing with the kind of the cause and effect relationship is you can't, as a reader, you can't stop. You can't stop
Right.
watching.
There's a
'cause you
cause
never
like,
know
oh,
where
what
it's gonna
happened?
turn.
I have to know. And then everything slippery.
And
slope.
I didn't know. I was in the presence. I was in the presence of Mr. Butso himself.
Did I have a
you
but
said-
so in there?
Dude, the whole thing. So you sent me last night. It's something you wrote. It's in third grade chicken scratch. It's titled Dylan Jardon, Chicken Boy, November 8th, 2006. Here's how it goes. Listen for the but so's. Once there was a boy named Chicky McGee. He loved to play chicken boy. He made it up. The rules are you try to hide as chicken boys try to peck you with his bananas. One day, Chicken Boy was trying to find Billy Gates and he got lost. He tried to look at signs to find his way back, but the Grim Reaper took the signs to sell on babiesgowild.com. So he went to a guy, but everybody turned into potato chips. Then out of a misty light, he saw Santa. He looked like a unicorn, but with a Santa hat. So he went over to see what it was, and it was Bugs Bunny. And I come up and said, oh, what a big teeth you have.
Fuck, dude. I didn't know I was getting an audiobook.
Yeah. So they could fly back home, but as soon as he got on, he only got to fly 22 feet and 3 inches and 72 centimeters.
Dude, what?
You were just flexing every literary device you had. Everything you knew, really.
2006. That was third grade, I guess.
6 plus 3.
Damn,
9
dude.
years
That's
old. You nailed but so. All
I
out
don't
of
know.
nowhere. It's just, but everyone turned into potato chips. So he looked at the light. He saw Santa or a unicorn, but with a Santa hat. So he went over to see what it was, and it was Bugs Bunny. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Dude, it was a Mad Lib. Just, I don't know what that was. Well, yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I draw like really elaborate, fucked up scenes too. Elementary school mind was crazy.
I'll tell you something fucked up. Well, one, you sent me that tweet from Rachel Braun. What did she say about modern day podcasts that are just like ideas? Basically what we do. It's just threads just jammed together. And she's like, why is this happening? Is it because
like
people are watching TikTok? But I'll tell you something fucked up. I was watching this Johnny Harris video about DIY drones that they're making in the Ukraine war. They'll basically like students from around Ukraine are making these drones. They'll attach a mortar to it, and this kamikaze drone they'll just fly it into a tank. And it blows up. And Johnny Harris is showing those videos of these kamikaze drones, the FPV of them flying, the first person camera. And I was just like, that is so crazy. These drones are flying into these trucks. The last thing you see is them blowing up. There's just somebody in that truck that just blew up. So that's all I wanted to say about something.
Was that related to my put your hands when you cower and get shot in the hands and piss yourself and poop yourself? Is that?
I don't think so. Where did that come from?
I don't know. You said bring it up on the pod.
No.
Well, you were making fun of me because I was cowering like a little chicken.
When you were cowering with self-doubt, I said this is what you look like. This is your spirit animal.
Ugh,
You proceeded to
dude.
tell me that the most common place to get shot is in the hands, covering your face like a little bitch.
That's according to. I've just been obsessed with Navy SEALs, especially of late. So I've been listening to a lot of their stories, reading their books, and they're like, yeah, you'd think that you get shot in the head or the chest, but no, it's in the hands. You get shot in the hands a lot, and then you piss and poop yourself right after or during. Yeah, war's tough. Don't do war. But
No, it's horrible. It doesn't seem real. I guess that was my point. Is this? I don't really follow any of this. If you're not at ground zero, like war doesn't seem like a real thing. But now here I am watching, and now I kind of understand why like all my friends were freaking out about this because of all of the video footage coming out of it. But I just saw kamikaze drones blowing up tanks.
Right.
Don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, there are a lot of videos coming. You get like GoPro people, and you'll see just like live action bodies flopping, which is sick, dude. That's really awesome that we have that. What I want to say, well, you showed me that photo, and the first thing I think is like, why aren't we just making more of that? Like I see that little dude, the little dude with the cute smile. I'm like, he is just the cutest little animal. I just want to snuggle up with him. And instead, we're trying to figure out how to sell videos to people that we don't really care about.
Which I'm actually having fun doing. I don't know. I do both. I don't know what to tell you. I have fun making money. Here's an interesting thing that I texted you about that, because I didn't think this was true, but I was listening to Emma Chamberlain on Colin and Samir, and she's telling Colin and Samir she spends 40% of her time on Chamberlain Coffee, her business. It's the source of all of her stress. It's the hardest thing she's ever done, and she's made $0 from it because she just kind of invests everything back into Chamberlain Coffee. And here I am like, I thought that was cream of the crop. I thought that she was just racking up hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from this product. No.
Well, I think that's the case with any product company, because like Sean's talked about it on My First Million, or I've just heard stories of other e-com people that are like, hey, if you make money, you immediately have to put that right back into buying more inventory, more product. So you never actually see cash until you exit the company, or like, I don't know, some miracle happens and your cash flow cycle changes. But like when you look at our business or like the recruiter thing, it's like literally it's like me right now. I just or us. I just take an editor and I'm like, hey, you should work with this person, and then we just collect money, and it's up front, and it's like, goddamn, that's the epitome of a sick business.
Yeah, I was also watching Graham Stephan talk about his coffee company. Terrible business. He's trying to like kind of revive it and bring it back, and he was just like, Doug DeMuro, like that guy nailed it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I also thought like Graham Stephan was crushing it with his coffee. It's just like so hard. Graham's thing was like it takes constant promotion to sell your thing, and he was not plugging it all the time. It wasn't like a priority for him or at the forefront, and it was just like things were just falling off because of that.
Yeah. What is it? Fuck.
Your mom Ashley matcha.
Well, yeah, she has her matcha. I don't know. I mean, she's launching into that, but it's like it's like you're probably gonna fall into the same trap. I think Prime's like one of the few that really stands out, but it's just like, well, it seems really hard.
Right. So I also watched Your Mom Ashley, who's launching a matcha brand. I think she made this video with like all this behind the scenes of going to Japan and sourcing the matcha and how it's made, and it was brilliant. And like it made me want to sign up for her thing, for her like alerts and email, and I'm on the newsletter and whatnot. Would buy it. However, it's like, if it's hard for Emma Chamberlain,
right?
Your Mom Ashley with the matcha, like that can't.
Well, kind of the way
it's so hard.
It's like So there's an advantage. Like, say you walk into a store and you see like normal, I don't know who makes matcha, but normal matcha and then like your mom's Ashley matcha. It's like they're the same price. I'll buy your mom's Ashley. But like beyond maybe 10%, like I probably wouldn't care all that much. Granted, like maybe I'm not her super fan, but like I think it makes a marginal difference. I don't think it makes enough to make up for her lack of business skills. So like if you're competing with Big Matcha, whoever that is, they have their systems dialed in to a T. So they're like super optimized. And now you got to come in and you're just a YouTuber that doesn't understand business. And you got to suddenly like to get the same price point as them, be as optimized. It's like you're never going to get there. So you're probably just going to be like 2 times as expensive, which basically cancels out all the clout value that you had.
Yeah, that was the other thing Emma was saying is like,
Yeah.
she's creating a product that it's coffee. It needs shelf space, and Emma Chamberlain coffee needing shelf space. Like you're going against all these incumbents, and they don't want. They're not like, hey, welcome to the party, Chamberlain coffee. Like let's put you front and center on the shelf. It's like
Right.
no, you're battling like Nestle and Starbucks and Dunkin' and like Folgers list of 4.
Oh,
It's just like so hard. It's so hard.
who was? I have to check really quick. Oh, so Mark Manson, he was talking about this where he's like, there were all these companies that sprung up to help creators create or like make money. But the thing about creating is like, it's really only just in the tails where all the money is made. So it's like these top 10 creators that make all the cash. And then everyone else is just like not making anything. So they make these tools for everybody to use, but it's like most people don't need them. And the people that do, they just like, I don't know, why are you making software for like 5 people or something? So it often didn't make sense. And I forget what the other examples were, but it's like very much just a couple of people taking all the money basically.
It's going to be us, Pop. We're going to come right in
I
there
hope, dude.
and take the bag. Related.
Oh, Crunch Labs.
Related.
I'm curious how Crunch Labs does because I get a lot of their
I've heard they
Instagram
crush.
Reels ads.
I've heard they crush.
Probably, and a subscription too. So like it's kind of cool seeing what's his name? Mark Rober, who actually he looks like a smart dude. Like he's an engineer. He probably gets business. Like if that's what he does, he's like, yeah, well, the problem with I guess matcha you kind of like buy every day or something like that. But normal toys, the problem would be you just buy it once and then you're good. But he's like, no, I'm gonna make a box that parents want to subscribe so their kids get smarter. It's like
which I think
seems
also he went into a space where there's not much competition. It's like it's a subscription box, engineering toy for kids. You get the box and you get a private like YouTube course with Mark Rober helping you build the box. Like where else can you get that on a shelf? Versus like matcha A versus B versus C versus D versus all the coffees. What do we call that? A commodity? It's more like a commodity.
well, yeah. I don't think you'd buy this on a shelf because it's a subscription box. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely,
I just mean like
there's no
it's
other
just-
option.
It's just one of one. But I got a bone to pick, Pop.
Yeah.
It's with that group. I know you want to pick it too. It's the Kelly Wakasa, the Elliot Choi, the Luke Ike, the Ashley. Right after her awesome behind the scenes matcha video, they all post a video. New apartment tour, day in the life, and I don't know how that's sustainable for 10 years or 20 years. I just don't.
Dude.
And I think we talked about that on here. But you had this tweet which was like, I'll just paraphrase, but like one of the big lies is Casey Neistat duping an entire generation of creators to think that like their lives are interesting. Is he right next to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you better zip your little lips shut.
That's
I'll
why
say
I've kinda
it.
clammed up.
Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, like myself included. I don't know. It was just all of us watched that growing up, and we thought like our lives are super interesting, and they can be. And like Ashley's and Kelly's and Elliot's, they are. I enjoy watching them. However, the con of that is those guys are always complaining about how much of their life is online, and then they burn out. Like Elliot didn't post for 6 months. Looks like we got to get another thread because Speak of the
no,
Devil's right
I don't
next
know.
to him.
I don't know. I think I'm in the clear, but I don't know. Mentally, I'm out of it now. Maybe I'm not.
that a
Maybe I can. Well, fuck. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, squashed
All
him.
Just
Squashed him.
Gardaloo.
Oh, Gardaloo.
I couldn't recover.